Do not touch your phone. Right after today's tech update, we're diving into a must-hear call from my weekend Kim Commando show that you can get as a podcast. It's called Kim Commando Today. Gen Zers were born between 1997 and 2012. The youngest are in their early 20s and have never known a world without phones, texting, social media, and streaming, and are lost dealing with cash money. I'm Kim Commando for NetSuite. Download the CFO's Guide to AI Machine Learning for free at netsuite.com/Kim. We're increasingly hearing stories of how young store cashiers have no idea what real U.S. money actually looks like. They are so accustomed to credit and debit cards that when presented with real money by a customer, they more often than not think it's counterfeit. Gen Z cashiers must know that no one really counterfeits 5, 10s, 20s, or even $50 bills. And there's nothing higher in circulation than a $100 bill, which is the only bill that will be counterfeited. By the way, a third of Gen Zers are afraid that if they do carry cash, it's going to be lost or stolen. Handling cash is still a life skill, even now. You need to be tech ahead or you'll be tech left behind. Get my newsletter at getkim.com. Hey there, tech lovers and wannabes. Want to stay ahead of the game? You've got to check out my YouTube channel. It's amazing. So many people are loving my new and improved channel. For starters, we've got fresh how-to videos every week, like how to block those super annoying political text messages, let important calls through even in Do Not Disturb mode, and oh boy, watch out for sneaky QR codes that can actually brick your phone. It doesn't stop there. Join me for Kim Commando Today, a fun podcast where we break down the latest tech news and trends. It's like talking tech with a friend, minus all the boring stuff. You'll get the latest tips and tricks to keep you in the know and have a little fun while doing it. Plus, who doesn't love being the tech-savvy one in the crowd? So head to youtube.com/Kim Commando, hit subscribe, and make sure you never miss a new video or podcast. That's youtube.com/Kim Commando. And when you're there, be sure to hit that subscribe button. That's youtube.com/Kim Commando, with a K, of course. And I'll see you on the video. Okay, as promised, here's a standout call for my show. Dave in Sugarloaf Key, Florida. Where is that, Dave?
Well, that's about 20 miles or so. Well, let me put it this way. Key West is mile marker 0, and we're at mile marker 20. So that'll give you an idea. So we're just 20. I hate to say north because I'm not really certain with the way the keys twist a little bit. Anyway, I mean, it's just delightful here. So
I bet it is. Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Oh, yeah, gorgeous. And banana trees that actually produce bananas and coconut trees that actually produce coconuts. So
nice.
It's pretty exciting. It's really nice. And we've been on the road, actually, as a full-time family since 2014. Oh. So we've been to 40 different states. Myself, my wife, and my now 17-year-old daughter, and we'll do work camping as we're traveling. It's nice to have a site that you don't have to pay for, and do a little work for them and get paid for it, and then move on maybe to someplace else. So we've been here now a year and a half. This is one of the top 10 RV resorts in the country.
Awesome.
If I can say the name. This is a KOA resort in Sugarloaf Key. It's just spectacular. It's just gorgeous here. Anyway, to my question, if I may.
Sure.
One thing totally out of the blue, which just popped into my head many, many years ago. And when I say many, I mean many. In the late 1950s, I dated a young woman in Massachusetts. Her name was Janet Commando, same spelling. And I've always listened to your show, periodically on the road.
Was it in Massachusetts?
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? Where would they? That was probably a relation, and because I do have extended family in Massachusetts.
Okay. Well, this is a little town called Rockland, and the dad was a well recognized physician in town, and it's a small little town. It was actually an old shoe manufacturing town, and I kind of grew up there. But her name was Janet Commando, and
I don't know about Janet. See, the history of the Commando name is that they are Russian-Ukrainian. We're Russian-Ukrainian.
Yeah, right.
And that there were only 7 letters on the immigration form, and so
okay.
So they could only put together the first 7 letters.
Gotcha.
And so that's where Commando came from. And I do know that there was like a Mary Commando. Who came, and they were from the same village, so they all kind of took the same name. Anyway, that's fascinating.
Sure.
I'll have to look that up. All right, so how can I lend a hand?
Well, anyway, as part of my traveling, we had an incident 4 or 5 years ago where we were towing a vehicle. The tow bar snapped. Everything is fine, but my wife and daughter and the two dogs decided they were going to drive the car separately and and not send me flying off the road somewhere. So, as part of that, texting with messaging is of course well known, but I was trying to get my phone to just read me aloud a text message upon receipt. Mm-hmm. So I don't have to do A, pick up the phone and fumble with it and drive off the road, or B, pull off to the side of the road, which in a motorhome is not a good idea most of the time. You don't know what you're going to run into. And lastly, every trucker that's out there, and God knows in 100,000 miles of driving, I've seen all kinds. But even truckers could appreciate this if we could just figure out how to do it. Now, I have a Samsung A21 model Galaxy, and I've read the things about how you can go into the message and have it read to you. But
here's where you want to do it.
Defeats the purpose.
Because you know what? Because we could have been almost relatives. I mean, and you could have been sitting around my Thanksgiving Day table, and you could have been buying me birthday presents, and
see how that works.
I mean, now I got nothing from you, nothing, Dave, absolutely nothing. Okay, but I'm going to give to you, because I'm that type of person, is what you do is you get into the accessibility suite. In your Samsung phone, under settings, it goes settings, accessibility, installed apps. Okay, then what you're going to do is you're going to find your app. Okay, once you find the app, and then you're going to enable text to speak. And you're just going to click the allow slider. So again, it's all this. It's interesting because there's a lot of good things inside these accessibility features on phones, and a lot of people don't realize. Even having closed captions, that's also built into the accessibility. So again, accessibility settings, and then in the installed apps, find the app and enable text to speak. And so once you do that, Dave, you're going to be good to go, and you can just cruise down the highway, and people are going to be just texting you. Your phone's going to be going off, and then you're going to call me up in 2 months and say, "Oh, I had to make it stop. It was driving me nuts." A standing ovation to you for tuning in. Yay! Now, if you're puzzled by a tech issue, here's your call to action. Head to Komando.com, select Email Kim. I read each and every note like it's the final round in a tech trivia game. And you can amp up your tech know-how by getting my free daily newsletter. It's just waiting for you over at GetKim.com.